Hello and welcome. I'm Ruben Covington, and this is another custom Magic draft. In this video, we're going to be drafting Aenyr, and we've got 6 people in the draft of us today. This is a draft set by Zevins, and this set is all about magic as art. So I'm looking forward to drafting this set, and we'll see how it goes. We got everyone else in the draft in the chat here with us. Say hello, everyone.
Hello.
Hello.
Hi.
I was trying to hold my breath for that intro and it didn't work at all.
Dude, that was an A+ introduction.
Yep. Alright, so in my pack here, I'm kind of going to give away like everything that's in my pack as I draft, but that's okay. It's not like we're not doing a hugely competitive draft. This is more just to kind of see how the colors going, how the themes are going, test out, what are some of the cool rares and uncommons, and now that they've been added. Yeah, so let's take a look. So let's just make the cards a little bigger so that you guys can see them. Okay, so we've got. Firstly, our rare is a Primal Drummer, which is a 8-mana 6/6 trample with Virtuoso, which is one of the new mechanics. Whenever you cast a multicolored spell, Primal Drummer gets +6/+6 until on the turn. So, I'm not sure I want to take this. It's huge, but it's also an 8-drop. I'm wondering if this could be a 7-drop. I don't know. It depends on how strong you want it to be. Like if you do get 2 triggers, like you've got a 18 trample. So I guess like that's basically you win the game. It's just how hard that is to enable in draft is questionable. So our uncommons today we've got Arachnoid Ambush, which creates 2/1/2 green. Spider creature tokens with reach, and it deals damage equal to the number of spiders you control to up to 1 target creature with flying. I really like this as a nice way of both having some like main deck flying haste, but also just being a kind of cool, flavorful cards. And the instant speed spiders can really mess up combat for your opponent. I think that's kind of powerful card that we might consider taking. Restorative Melody up here. Return target creature with converted mana cost 2 or less from your graveyard to the battlefield. And this has one of the new mechanics, Resonance, where if you cast it for its extra cost, which is 3 white in this case, if you cast this, it exiles as it resolves, and as you cast your next instant or sorcery spell, put this card into its owner's graveyard, and then you add both of its effects and colours to that spell. And so this is really important in the set because it allows you to kind of meld spells together, including their colours, which allows you to then trigger Virtuoso, even though you're playing like 2 different monocoloured spells. I think it's been working really well in the playtesting that we've done. Renown's a new mechanic. Is a returning mechanic, but it's been newly added to the set, and so this is going to be a good test of the mechanic here. So Delacian Sellsword with Vigilance 3/3 with Renown 1 for 5. Seems reasonably playable, but not something I want to first pick. A couple of other Blood Artists as a reprint here is awesome. Nice flavorful reprint. Yeah. I'm going to take probably taking the Arachnoid Ambush, but yeah, we'll see for now. No gold cards, so we do have a Mocking Jester, which is a hybrid, and that would trigger Virtuoso if we wanted to go into that kind of strategy. Anyway, let's take the Arachnoid Ambush and see what else we got.
Off the top of your head, what's the aspect of Virtuoso?
I heard that that's actually how Mozart made the Symphony Number 25 in G minor. He actually just resonated a bunch of resonance cards all on one thing, and they just all triggered his inner Virtuoso. It was just so much hybrid.
Okay, we'll wait as the next pack loads. Oh man. Okay, so we've done one previous playtest with, I think it was just commons and uncommons. Is that correct?
Yes, that's the first time I included rares in this set.
Yeah. So one of the cards I really enjoyed, well, 2 of the cards I really enjoyed last time one was Puppetize. So this is counter target creature spell for 4, and if that spell is counted that way, you put it onto the battlefield under your control, except it's a 1/1 colorless, so you keep all its abilities, but it's a 1/1. It's a 1/1, so you can't steal, say, a 5/5 and get some huge swing, but you can get some really nice swings with smaller creature cards which have powerful abilities of some sort. I found this card very fun to both play with and against, and also reasonably powerful in draft, which is uncommon from a kind of spell. Chance of the Damned is the other card I really enjoyed, which is each player sacrifices a creature and it has resonance. Green-black in this set has a lot of kind of death and sacrifice effects and enablers, and so this really kind of allowed you to kind of chain off, killing your opponent's larger guys while you were gaining all these bonuses off sacrificing your own guys. Okay, let's see, what do we got in here? So there's this rare here, there's a new cycle of Muses at rare. So Verseborn Muse is a white-green, creatures you control have lifelink, and whenever you gain life, put a +1/+1 counter on it. It's creatures you control have lifelink. It's such a powerful ability. The 2/2 body does make me worry a little bit. I still think that this card is probably like insanely powerful. So it's either Verseborn Muse, Puppetize, Chance of the Damned. Serenade of the Mist, which is a bounce spell with resonance, is also a possibility here, but we're going to have to try out the rare.
So before I make my pick, I know I'm sitting across from you, but I just want to appreciate this card in the event this doesn't show up wheeling to you. I'm sitting across from you hearing you talk about your pick about spiders.
Yeah.
And I'm currently staring at a card with protection from spiders, so if I was really being malicious...
That's like the free one for 2 or something like that?
It's the your favorite white 2-drop, a 3/1 for 2.
Yes, yeah, with protection from spiders. I like
protection
that.
from spiders.
Protection from spiders.
It's a fun little sub-theme, so yeah, actually, well, Zevins, why don't you want to talk about where that came from, as in what caused you to add...
You mean the protection from spider cards?
Yeah, well, as in, what made you decide to add all these spider cards to your set? As that's not necessarily obvious.
Because first, someone suggested that weaving was a form of art that should be included in Aeynr.
Mm-hmm.
So, because of that, I thought to include spiders because they produce silk and such. So, that's where it comes from.
Oh, nice. So you started off as an art form, and then you added the spiders as kind of the form of weaving, and
after that it became a sub-theme. I have like 3 or 4 spider cards, and they don't synergize with each other, so they're there, but they're not a theme.
Interesting. Yeah, no, I like the little sub-thing. Alright, my pack is still being slow to load. My internet's a little bit on the fritz today, but okay, so we've got the Impromptu Performance, which is a rare in the pack, which seems pretty low impact, if I'm going to be honest. So it's a green-blue hybrid for an instant. Next multicolored spell you cast can be cast as though it had flash, and then draw a card. Now, this is actually like pretty good enabler, just because like having low cost instant speed virtuoso triggers in some decks is really, really important. But that's not... I don't have any virtuoso cards yet, which want multicolored cards, and it's just overall low impact. So I'm looking at either Lifesong Flutist, which is a 1/1 lifelink for 1, which whenever I cast a multicolored spell, target creature I control gets +2/+2 until end of turn. This will go really nicely with the Muse that I got that cares about lifelink. Or I've got Quell Insolence, which is a single white enchanted creature you don't control, and whenever that a creature attacks or blocks, you gain 5 life. So acting as a kind of really awkward pacifism. I'm not sure which one's better here. I was a little underwhelmed with Color Influence, but it also is just really good in our deck. But it gives your opponent the choice, and so you might not ever actually gain life. But I hate giving the opponent the choice, but but the card's so efficient that it's a possibility. I'm going to take the Life Song Flutist here. If I knew the format a little bit better, that might not be the correct choice, but we'll see how we go. Ooh. An on-color uncommon, Dearest Memories, 2 green whites, sorcery, return target card from your graveyard to your hand, you gain life equal to the card's converted mana cost, and an exile Dearest Memories. That's probably what we're going to take. We'll wait for the rest of the pack to load. Anyway, so Vince, what kind of stage of development is Aeynr currently at? So you've just added the rares, is that correct?
Yes, and they are not finished yet, so they are not quite balanced. I mean, like red has I think 2 rares, while white has 3, and so on. So the rares are not done. But those I was quite happy with, so I included them in this version.
Yeah, so smaller amounts of rares than the finished product.
I think I included Painter Servant as a mythic rare reprint. I'm not sure yet.
Yeah, interesting.
Let me look at.
Does Painter Servant override color, or does it add color?
No, it adds color. So
so it'd make everything virtuoso? I mean, it could probably still be a rare, right?
Yeah, I don't know. I'm not sure because it's such a good card. If mythics have existed back in Shadowmoor Deluxe, do you think Painter Servant would have been?
I don't know, because it's quite low. I know it's really cool, but it's quite low impact. I'm not sure. It's a borderline card.
I'm not sure. Yeah, I'm not sure mythic rares only care about impact. I mean, this is such a good combo enabler. I think it deserves the mythic rarity.
I just realized Painter's Servant is supposed to combo with Una from Old Shadowmoor.
Yes.
And the implication is that Una was the servant's master. Because like the servant references a master of the flavor. Oh, whoa.
Yeah. See, the thing
How
about
many years ago was that?
Yeah, the thing about like Shadowmoor's lore and that kind of thing is basically it was really badly told. It's like there's hints and lots of things, and it told like a decent world, but it's like compared to the modern storytelling where they've got so many like little subplots and so much more story in the magic stories, articles, etc. Like it really doesn't hold up. Because I just didn't care about any of the characters in Shadowmoor. Because you just didn't get to know any of them.
The books are really good, though.
Yeah, I haven't read the books.
What did Sapling even do?
Yeah,
exactly.
I think that one is kind of a bad job. He's been having really good, intricate stories, but then it's never really shown on the cards themselves.
Yeah, exactly. I much prefer the current paradigm. But anyway, we're getting a little sidetracked. I'm going to take... So here's that Protection from Spider card that we were mentioning earlier. It's a fun little card. So the 2 picks here, we've got the Sunless Dancer, which is flying 2/3 for 4 with Renown 1. When it becomes Renowned, you may destroy target enchantment. That just seems like a good, solid flying beatdown card. Parade Mastodon, which is a 4/5 elephant for 6, which whenever with trample, that whenever it attacks, target creature you control gains trample. That's a nice like curved topper, but I think I want the flyer. Ooh, Lost Within Self. I definitely want that. Fits into my life game theme. It's removal. So for those who can't see, it's Lost Within Self is 1 and a white for instant. Destroy a target creature that's attacking or blocking alone, and then you gain 2 life. So attacking or blocking alone's an interesting one, because you can do a similar trick as with like Celestial Flare, etc., and kind of block, kill guys, and then after combat, at the like end of combat step, cast this. So it's not quite as bad as it seems.
I'm really looking forward to see how it plays though, because I have absolutely no idea.
No, I think you've got it about in the right spot.
I hope.
I mean, like, yeah, considering, like, if you want it to be one of the more... It's like, because it's not powerful enough to be, like, actual just, like, premium removal, like something like, you know, pacifism or those kind of things, but it's, like, the kind of level just below premium, like the decent removal. Like, I would take it over Quell Insolence every time. So we've got the bear, 2/2 for 2 with Virtuoso gain 2 life. So we could go for more synergy, or we could go for a more, what I could probably consider the more rawly powerful card, which is the Delacian Sellsword, which is 4 and a white, Vigilance, Renown, 3/3. Let's take the cheaper cards when in doubt. And you know, going for full synergy is fine here. Especially as
I was hoping the bear would rotate.
No, I value bears a lot, so
there's been a lot
my
of
recent
bears and bears impersonators in this set from what I've seen.
You could always check out Growler if you're looking for bears.
Can I make these bigger? No. Okay. Oh wow, blue seems really open. Awkward. Like the fact that Puppetized wield seems like incorrect. But I guess we're doing a 6-person, not an 8-person draft, so the colour's going to be a little skewed. I like Captivating Performer. That's a new card, right? So it's 2/1 for 2, gets +1/+1 as long as an instant. Oh, instant and a sorcery card in your grid. Okay, good. That's not quite as insane as I thought it was.
This card was previously using the untap mechanic, but since that was removed pretty quickly, I had to change.
That is not what I thought the card said. Oh no. There's been a lot of cards that have text that looks like something, but actually is something else. And this has been the theme for at least 3 of the cards that I've drafted so far.
So, Ruben, I've got a question for you.
Yeah.
So obviously there's a lot that's set up really well in terms of like the setting, like you get a really good feel for the setting and the world of Aenyr. But I know Zermus has talked about this, that he hasn't really done a lot to set up like the specifics of a plot.
Yes, there are no characters
like,
currently.
Yeah, or like the specifics of the set itself. Like there isn't a lot on some of the individual locations or factions or like underlying conflict that also is a part of the world building, but like I think there are some hints of it. So, from the cards you've seen, what would you guess is sort of the underlying conflict? That's not so much of the plot, but it's like a part of the world building that defines sort of the uncertainty.
No, I have actually no idea. It's currently the flavor is like the flavor is quite strong because it's touching into like, you know, a very relatable theme that's then reinforced by the art. So as in because of the, you know, lots of good, you know, kind of musical art and things like magic tricks and cards and all those kind of things. I think that really helps build it as a coherent theme, but it doesn't. You're right. It doesn't have any actual like plot. It's far more like what we're talking about with like Shadowmoor and Laurel and that kind of thing, where you're getting a lot of the. Oh, sorry, what?
I don't like you comparing my set to Shadowmoor in this particular video, considering what you just said before.
Yeah, well, as in because Shadowmoor and Laurel and stuff did like lovely, like coherent, you know, different world. You know, even if that world didn't end up being, you know, amazingly popular, the actual like, you know. Having Celtic mythology and that kind of thing, it did really nicely. It's just, yeah, like it did a bad job at characters, and that's what your thing is.
Right now, I know.
Yeah, but as in that's fine for like where you are at the set, because I know you haven't actually sat down and thought like, who are my characters, what's my conflict, because you've been far more focused on the mechanical design. Which, like, I did the same thing with Dreamscape. I didn't, like, have any characters, and then, like, I, had, like, a couple of weeks and, like, a whole podcast and stuff. We were like, okay, who's our characters? What do they do? What do they want? What are their conflicts with each other?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, exactly. And so, and then it came together really quickly. So, it's just about sitting down when you're ready, and that'll probably be sometime next month or so. Making a set's hard, and it takes a long time.
Yeah. I want to finish. I want to finish a first draft of all the cards before I really get deep into the story.
Yes. Yes.
Stuff.
Yeah, I think starting with sort of the bones and then sort of going from there onto the rest of it was a good choice.
Yeah. Well, I did something similar by just having a whole bunch of like. I had two things that I had. I had like dream world kind of thing was my original, and then I was like, okay, well, what do I want the mechanical identity of that to be? What do I want my design goal to be? And so then I built up from like magic, but a little bit different, and that's kind of where I then built up my mechanics with premonition and dreamwalk and that kind of thing.
And I had a very similar approach.
Yeah, and then once that mechanical form took place, then it was okay. Then I can start building up a storyline, etc. I did know from like reasonably early on that Ralzeric was going to be in the set, but that's just because I had thought he'd be a really good fit because of his of the character motivations I'd given him in stories.
I'm actually glad you didn't pick Ashiok because now I have it for.
Yeah, well, exactly. I actually didn't want to pick Ashiok because then basically the storyline in Dreamscape becomes like Pharos 2.0, and it's what I really didn't want.
Yeah.
Ashiok isn't that important in Theros. What do you mean?
Well, as in because it's like, Ashiok and Pharos was like messing with with everyone's fears and whatever to manipulate Nyx and the gods and all that, and so that would basically have been exactly what Ashiok would have done again if it was in Dreamscape. It's like you have a normal world and then you have like an alternate dream world. Pharos and Nyx, Dreamscape and Noctis, and then you have someone who's manipulating it, who's all about dreams, who's Ashiok, it's like, having it far more about someone doing, if it's about Ralzeric, it's much more about, he's looking for a creative outlet, he's looking for, it's like far more, here's a positive thing that he's looking to grow himself, but the thing is that he's not caring about he's not thinking about how it's going to mess with the world and what else it's going to unleash, and it's very much that plays into the red side of him. He's just like, no, I'm doing what I want to do. And anyway, I wish to look at this new pack rather than talking about my set. Okay, so this pack's a little light for us. So, we've got Contemplative Ancient, which is obviously a great card for us. So whenever you gain life, it gets +1/+1 till end of turn, which with just a decent 3/4 body. We also have Hymn of Burgeoning. The next time you gain life this turn, create that many 1/1 green saplings creature tokens. I'm not sure how much... We've got like mostly small life gain triggers, so that's like a little awkward. Especially because it costs 2 and a green. Like, it's going to be quite hard to get out things cheaply. Let's see, what else? So, where's the rare in this pack? The rare is the Hymn of Burgeoning. Okay, right. No, it's not my favourite design.
Me neither.
Yeah, but early designs, I understand. So Vengeful Apparition is just like a decent create 2 1/1 spirit tokens with flying or exile creature with power 2 or less. So that's just like would be a very solid pickup for us. So I think it's out of that or the Contemplative Ancients. And I believe there's a cycle of choose one instant/sorcery cards in common. Is that correct? That this is part of?
Yes.
Yeah, and so that's
exactly.
That's to help trigger the resonance cards, because you want to have creature tokens, which are so creatures that help trigger your instant or sorcery matters effects, which is clever.
Thank you.
It's okay. I appreciate good design.
Back.
So it's basically, do I take Vengeful Apparitions or do I take Contemplative Ancient? Or no, I think those are my two picks. I like these. Note this common dual land, well, not dual land, 5 color lands kind of. So Life Spring River, when it enters the battlefield tapped, and when it enters the battlefield, add white, black, red, or green to your mana pool, and then it has tap, add blue to your mana pool. Which is, so this is a a variant on Crumbling Vestige from Over the Gatewatch, which added any color and then added colorless with its tab ability. And so this adds 1 color, but when it enters the battlefield, it adds 1 of any other color. And so that really helps enable the kind of 3 color decks that you want in the format, or 4 or 5 color decks if you get enough of them. Let's take. I mean, I'm just, like, both removal and flyers. It's just like very tempting. That card's very good. I'm going to take that, even though I do love synergy. Okay, so here's another one of the muses. This is Warborn Muse, 2 red white for a creature spirit, 3/2, and your opponent can't attack or block with more than 1 creature each combat. So I believe that each of these just have these big kind of global effects that just do nasty things. Is there 5 of them? Is that right, Servants, or is there 10?
10. I did a full Muse cycle.
Full Muse cycle. Okay. So we could take another Quell Insolence. We've got the Experienced Craftsman, which searches your library for an aura or equipment. Now, I don't believe we have any amazing auras or equipment that we want, so that's probably not what we want. Hymn of Disappearance, exile target creature at the beginning of the next end step. Return that card to the battlefield under its owner's control. I actually don't have as much green as I thought we did, so we're like basically mono white currently. So do we have into the battlefield effects we want? Not a ton. Okay. So Quell Insolence, Hymn of Disappearance. There's also Inspired Rioter, which is like a hexproof renown creature. It's just decent. Like if you get a renown off, it's a 4/3, but it starts as a 3/2, which is a little small. I think that's as like a C card, but it's not something I want to take in these early picks. So I'll try out Hymn of Disappearance. This might not be the best card, but we'll see. Ooh, Hardening Ballad. Ooh, Dreamborn Worm. Yeah. Alright, so Vince, do you want to kind of quickly go over what the 10 archetypes are? I assume there's 10.
Yes, I've noted that of them somewhere. I don't know them on top of my head like that because I didn't want to define the archetypes exactly as they are in other sets because I wanted to see how players would play with the card because this is obviously multicolored that we won't often see two colored play.
Yeah.
So let me just look into my files real quick and I'll tell you what.
Now, I haven't talked about Imaginarium so far, so this is one of the other mechanics in the set. It cares about the number of colours of cards in your graveyard. So here, Dreamborn Worm is 6 and green, Imaginarium 6/6. It costs 1 less for each colour among cards in your graveyard. So this is obviously goes really well with all the hybrid and multicolour cards in this set. Pushes you to play a 3rd colour because a 4 mana 6/6 is pretty good. Honestly.
So for the draft archetypes, I have a green black satyr tribal. So I have included satyrs in my set. They are green in black, not like in Terras. They are red,
Mm-hmm.
green. I could put some of them in red to increase synergy, but right now they're almost exclusively in green and black. So they mainly focus on sacrifice synergies and go to the graveyard stuff, as you mentioned earlier. I have blue, red, the classic spells matter archetype. Black, white is mostly a go wide token kind of thing. Blue, green is I simply wrote tempo, so I guess anything right now.
Just a tempo deck?
Yeah, I don't know. This is what I have. Green white is life gain. Red green is supposed to be ramp, but I'm aware that it doesn't have lots of support right now, so I have to look at that. Black red is like a discard matters archetype that also has like a hellbent sub-theme that I wanted to include at first, but I don't think I have cards that care about your empty hand right now. Blue black is mill centered, which you can either choose to mill yourself to enable Imaginarium or mill your opponent to win. And white blue is mostly about evasion, so big flyers, tapping your opponent creature. This is what I have in my notes, but since most decks are more than 2 colors, I've seen some pretty weird mixes that I hadn't thought of, and this is a really interesting thing. I'm happy.
Well, one of the things I really appreciate about the set so far is that it's very easy to be like sort of a fake 5-color deck, where particularly for green-based strategies that very easily allow you to splash a little bit and cheat a little bit.
Yeah, well, I'm considering splashing for red here.
Yeah, there's been a number of red cards have been open, but then again, I'm also staring at a certain card right now. But because of all the hybrid cards that are just everywhere, it's very easy to have if you're playing green black, just have a green white card here. A black, a red card there, and you can have Imaginarium and what's the other one? Imaginarium 4 decently easily. So, I'm very much appreciating the presence of hybrid in this set.
Yes. Hybrid does really nice things in this set. I agree. It just allows you to have both, Virtuoso and Imaginarium become much more doable. But it's not so much that they become irrelevant, right? As in, because there's not a huge amount of.
Yes, exactly. I didn't want to have as many hybrid cards as in like Shadowmoor or Eventide because there was just too much of them, and like a little annoying to always have hybrid cards. So I chose to make 10 at common, 10 at uncommon, and 10 at rare. So I think that does it.
But I'm actually a little bit surprised that there is no color pairing that's intended to be like the virtuoso pairing. Like when you compare this to say whatchamacallit, Modern Masters 2.
Yeah, like
was a 5-color.
The ramp deck could easily be the 5-color deck.
Yeah, that's a really good point. I could change the red green deck to a 5-color deck.
Yeah, because if you've played Modern Masters 2, that archetype was very fun to play.
Yes, this is a very good idea. I'm going to take some notes right now.
What do you guys think of Lone Poet? This is 2 and a green for a common. Add 1 color of any color to your mana pool. If it was spent to cast a multicolored spell, you gain 1 life, and it's a 1/2.
I like it.
3 mana dorks can be kind of weird.
Yeah.
3 mana dorks are so hard to justify.
Right. And that's sort of, I guess, a thing I've noticed about the set is that there are multiple 3 mana dorks. I haven't seen any 2 mana dorks, but that also might be because someone is hating.
It didn't seem like. It didn't seem like too much trouble back then, but I don't remember for sure.
Maybe I have a little too much of it, and I might change them so that you just do. But my initial thought was that if this set was going to be a multicolored set, mana fixing.
Well, if you want red, like one way, one way to do it, like this is like kind of nasty, but as in if you wanted to have, at common like red green be the ramp color, you could just have Lone Poet be only able to add red or green, like and then be 2 mana, and then be 2 mana.
To be a 5-color archetype. Now it would be justified to have it
like because I think a lot of things about archetypes, right? It's not just about power. It's about like signposting and people being able to see like, oh, this is the archetype, and having and having something like that really kind of cements. Oh, okay, this is what I'm supposed to be doing.
I mean, I've had to have a very weird signposting because I actually thought I was going into what was supposed to be the pseudo 5-color archetype right now, but apparently that's not the case.
Maybe it is.
I mean, possibly. I guess with the splash it makes more sense, but I guess I am going to be playing the sweet rare picks pack 2 after all.
I just don't think I can take him a burgeoning. I just don't think it does anything.
I think I'm going to be playing 3 decks in 1.
Nice.
Hey, don't be hating. Now we need to actually, have some creatures, I think.
Yeah.
Small.
Always important. What's the purpose of Hulking Creation in the set? So this is the 3 mana artifact. Pay 3, becomes a 4/4 until the turn.
Yeah, it's a common card that's meant to represent the Spell King form of art, but right now it's so bad, like unplayable. So
is it actually unplayable? It's probably unplayable.
Which card?
Hulking Creation
is a 3 mana cost artifact that you can tap 3 mana to transform into 4/4 creature. I've never seen it played, and I don't think I ever will. So it's probably gonna be changing.
I mean,
next.
I can see the merits to it. I mean, like playing this. I mean, actually, my deck is not particularly greedy, but I can see a lot of people going for the dream decks and then just having nothing to play on, turn 3 to just not die. Because I've seen quite a lot of 7 and 8 drops in this set. It just feels slightly more, but that
really? I've been thinking that the set's like everything's like 2 drops. I don't know.
Well, it's well. I mean, there's more lower cost cards, but like it just feels like there's a lot of 7 drops that I've seen. But again, that might just be me.
One thing with Hulking Creation is I would kind of love if it costed 2, because it means you can go 2 into 3, right?
Mm-hmm.
Even if you make the base body like a 4/3 or something a bit more reasonable.
I could see it cost 2. I mean,
but that would also be cool, like 2, 3, 4. There you go. You get some like little aesthetics there.
That's right. And I don't think it would completely break the card. I mean,
it
would just make it more playable. It's more fun. I'd like to keep a sculpting related card that's common.
Okay. So it's more a flavor thing rather than any particular mechanical. Because just as like having fallback creatures that if you're going for the 5-color deck and it doesn't work and you get a train wreck, you kind of want to have some like playable but semi late pick artifact creature cards. What the. Well, none of these cards are in my colors.
Just have more colors.
Hey, Vince.
Yeah.
Did you take out a lot of the fixing artifacts? Because I haven't seen any this game, I don't think. The game before that I drafted like 5.
No, I didn't take that. I have a calligrapher kit, which is in a common equipment which means if the creature has 1 tap at mana of any combination of colors to your mana pool.
Yeah, I drafted that.
I have a Chromatic Brush at uncommon, which is a 3-cost rock that has mana of any color, and you can also have the next spell target player cast to be the color of your choice. This is what's meant to enable your own Virtuoso trigger or disable your opponent, but I've never seen that yet. So, and I also... Oh, sorry. I also have a Skateboarder Bubble coming, which is a 2-cost artifact that draws you a card when it enters the battlefield that you can tap to change land you control to any basic 10 type. So,
I drafted all of those.
Okay, that's why you didn't see them.
I just haven't seen them this game. I drafted them the other time, not this game.
Yeah, so they're still there. Don't worry.
Just to be clear, Virtuoso stacks, right? So, certainly not Virtuoso, Resonance, where if you Resonance a spell, then the second Resonance... Okay.
Yeah,
I totally intended to draft the Resonance deck. Yep.
I wonder if Fancy Swordsman is like a lot better than I think. I'm not sure. This is a first strike 1/1 for 1 with Renown 1. And we're having a 2/2 first strike is like reasonable. But I guess he's so good early on and then so bad later, right? If you draw him turn 6, you're like super sad.
That's one of the problems with Renown in general, I think, not just related.
Well, it's not a problem. It's something you've got to sign around. Which is I actually really liked one of like the undersung cards in Origin was the 2/3 Death Touch guy for 4 with Renown 1. Because he was like Death Touch actually made like the card relevant later.
I think nobody's playing red-white.
Yeah. Well, considering
Actually,
I got
surprised.
the Muse last, I might just splash for it. It's fine. It's fine, guys.
Yeah, like, I probably should have splashed for it, but whatever. Splashing off of the splash color. That'll go great.
Okay, here we go. We got the next pick. So, talking to spiders earlier, we got Arkness, which is 4 and a green for a reach 2/6. Oh no, you changed it. No, it was a 1/8. It was a 1/8 before. 1/8 was way better.
But yeah, you think?
I don't know. 1/8 was cuter. I don't know if it was actually better for the set, but I mean,
but now if you had its power and softness, it's still
like it's way more playable now. But like,
yeah, I know that's what I intended to do.
Yeah, like 2/6 is huge. Holy crap!
In the last playtest I had, the flying creatures were so good that I had to buff.
That's reasonable.
Particular card and give more reach in green.
So we got this rare Keeper of the Golden Moon. I love the art for that. 4 blue flying for a 4/5 Virtuoso. Whenever you cast a multicolored spell, tap or untap all non-land permanents target player controls. Cool.
This rare is actually part of a cycle of big Virtuoso creatures. I have a dragon in red. In green, it's the giant you've seen in the first pack. In white, it's an angel, and in black, it's a zombie horde, which sings. Yeah.
So, Star Song Dragon is very amusing to me because of just how much it actually breaks the game. I actually drafted it so I can tell you what the card does right now. It's a 5 red for a 5/5 dragon with flying. Obviously, it's a dragon. And Virtuoso. Whenever you cast a multicolored spell, if it's your turn, untap all creatures that attack this turn. After this phase, there's an additional combat phase followed by additional main phase, which is hilarious because of all the stupid things you can do with it. Like
I get 4 attack phases this turn.
Well, hopefully yes. But one of the cards I have allows me to play cards during my draw step. Sorry. Oh no, it's during my pre-combat main. Okay, never mind. I thought that there was a card that was allowing me to play cards off of the top of my library. During my upkeep or my draw. I have misread Transform Muse no fewer than 5 times this draft alone, and it was my first pick.
Yeah.
So I was under the impression.
To look into that.
So I was under the impression that I could cast the dragon during my draw step, and then cast a virtuoso spell, attack, then I guess have my second main, then attack again, or cast another multicolored spell. But anywho, it was amusing.
What do I want? I mean, there's a mythic here.
Let's
Let's read this. So this is Mount Chromazeal. This is a legendary mythic land. It has tap, reveal lands card from your hand, add to your mana pool 1 mana of any type that the revealed land could produce. And then it has Wooburg, tap, search your library for a multicolored card, reveal it and put it into your hand, then shuffle your library. Oh boy. Oh boy. I am never using that ability, and that makes the land crap. As in, I love the card, but I can't take it. I just can't take it. What I can take is... somewhat interesting. So this is like a common payoff of what I assume is red-green ramp, Blazeheart Eidolon, which is a 6/4 trample haste for 4 red-green. It's like, seems kind of nasty, if expensive. I am splashing for red, so... And I do want my splashes to be higher cost cards, so yeah, we'll take that. So we've got another mythic here. Lost in Eternity. 4 green, blue, sorcerer. Take an extra turn after this one. If you would draw a card during that turn, draw 2 cards instead. If you would gain life during that turn, you gain twice that much life instead. If you tap a land for mana during that turn, it produces twice as much of that mana instead. And then exile Lost in Eternity. Double the turn and double everything in the turn. I love it. It's sweet. That's awesome. Completely unplayable in draft. Completely unplayable in draft, but that's awesome. Instead, I'm going to take the far less exciting. Wow, actually, what the hell do I take? There's nothing in my colors.
Again, just be in more colors.
I mean, I guess. That is...
I mean, I just took a black card and I'm not playing any black.
You're mad.
Sure, it's also a different color, but...
Okay, we'll take this. I guess we'll just commit more to that color. Another Muse. So this is Waltzborn Muse. 3 white-blue creature spirit 3/3 flyer. At the beginning of each player's upkeep, you may exile target non-land permanent. If you do, return that card to the battlefield under its owner's control at the beginning of the next turn. Each player's upkeep? Okay. Yeah, that kind of messes with stuff.
This is a hilarious deck, but I don't think rare drafting is something you should be doing in a custom Magic draft.
No, you don't get to keep the cards, so no.
But Painter Servant's so good.
Take it, test it.
No, I've already taken it. Like that was actually 4 picks ago, and I was very pleased. Oh no, don't do this to me.
So this is one of the premium green commons. Tale of the Lone Hunter. 1 green. Choose one target creature you control fights another target creature, or create a 2/2 green wolf. And this is an instant. So this is either like an instant speed fight or a flash 2/2. This card's very, very good, and like the fact that I'm getting it this late is kind of bonkers. I will take any number of this card.
Thanks for making me feel good about my life decisions, Ruben.
Anyway, my deck's kind of coming together. So...
Oh my!
Someone just got happy. Don't really want these. Do I already have like a million 4-drops? I mean, not like a ton. I've got the Contemplative, which I want way better. Way more. Could take the 5-drop. Could take this, which is removal in splash color. I'll test out the Sellsword. Encircled Instrument. 1 mana, equipment, equipped creature gets +1/+1. If it's a bard, it gets +2/+2 instead. Do I have many bards? Let's count. I have 1 bard, 2 bards, 3 bards, 4 bards. 4 bards? I mean... That's a possibility.
So there's supposed to be a mill deck in the format, right?
Yeah, blue, black or something.
Yeah, but it's one of the least supported architects right now, and I'm aware of that.
I mean, you can really get through with it. There's a couple cards. Deepening Dementia. There's the Hybrid Uncommon. If you pick up the Hybrid Uncommon and a couple Deepening Dementias, it's actually a decent chance to win with it.
Yeah, but I mean that's 2 cards.
Yeah, it's hard to get multiples.
More of them, yeah. And one of them is uncommon. I have a little Virtuoso guy common that builds 3 when you cast him into another spell. I don't think I've seen any journey. He's out there somewhere.
This deck has been just a fascinating deck, but my curve is going to be atrocious. Where I have, a lot of 2s, a couple of 4s, 6, 7, 8, 8.
I'm over here like, what's the curve?
Well,
it's actually something to consider. What's a 5-drop? I don't actually think I have any 5-drops, but that's not as important as I don't know.
Yeah. You're more worried if you don't have any 2 or 3 drops.
Yeah, I have surprisingly enough 2 drops though. There's a lot of 1-3s that I've been seeing, or like very very low power, high toughness, which is good for me if that is what actually the format looks like, and not the bad cards that have just been shoveled to me.
So we're waiting for tumbles.
Mm-hmm.
Tumbles. You gonna?
I know he's been having a network issues for a little bit, but I don't think that's it right now.
Yeah, so Tumbles, refresh the page if you haven't.
Tumbles' internet died.
Oh.
He's
Yep.
not in the chat room anymore.
Oh, okay.
He's no longer in the voice chat.
Awkward.
Nope. So, what's your favorite card in the draft so far?
Ooh, well, so like, really nice common is obviously like Tailored Lone Hunter is a ridiculous card. Oh, hey, you're back. I like the Verseborn Muse. I'm gonna like do a lot of insane stuff with that. The Arachnoid Ambush is still like really nice with the spiders. I really liked that, and I kind of regret not picking the artifact creature that gets protection from colors equal to
Same.
equal
Who
to
ended up
accuracy.
picking
I don't know.
That card seems kind of insane, and I'm kind of regret not taking it.
Yep.
It's pretty perfect in my deck, actually.
Is Avon Vocalist nuts?
Yeah.
Is that the 1/2?
It's a 2.
Oh, the 2/1 in blue. In blue, yeah, that card's
Yeah.
good.
It's the best blue common actually. When someone has made multiples out, it's almost impossible to do it at the moment. So I think I might have to nerf him, but I'm not sure.
We'll see.
Yeah.
I noticed you didn't really have many like 1 damage effects.
That's right. I have in black. I have -1/-1 instant with resonance.
Yeah, but like as in things like, often you have
Do I
like
have one red?
often you have things like creature when it enters the battlefield you're doing 1 damage to target creature, or like black
I
having
don't
like
have
Eyeblight
that.
Assassin, that kind of thing.
Oh, in the model common in red, either puts you a 2/1 haste or deals 1 damage to each up to 2 target creatures. So there's that.
But there's been a lot of cards that have been very interesting, because there's been a lot of red cards that have effect deal 2 damage to that player.
Yes. Well,
And
I think red's supposed to be quite burning. Burny. Caliber, you dying again, or
seems alive.
are you gonna pick a card? Here we go.
That card looks amazing. I'm surprised it hasn't been taken yet.
Which one?
Well, not amazing, but I'm not drafting it this time, because presently I'm drafting the dirtiest, derpiest deck I can. But there's the High Road Bandits. It's a human rogue for 2 and a 1 that can be blocked by creatures with power 1 or less. And given all the spiders, given all the 1 power creatures I have in my deck, I'm
does it
staring
look
at this
like a
and going,
human in the arse? I don't think it does.
No, I mean, it actually is a human when you look at it. From afar, it looks like a goblin, because if you put any sort of, darkly colored art on a red frame, it's a goblin. But it is definitely a crazy man holding a knife at me.
Okay.
He means business. Sorry for the wait.
Oh, High Road Bandit?
Yep.
So nobody's playing red.
That's not quite true. I think 3 people are splashing it.
Yeah, where it's 6-player draft, like colors are going to be messed up.
And in the multicolored set, it can be quite hard to figure out who's playing what, because it's easier to pick good cards from each color and then just pick.
Yep. Hmm. So I imagine getting all the art that like is to do with music and stuff is like a real pain, right?
Mm-hmm.
I know the thing I always
sorry,
find.
Sorry, were you talking to me? I think I like.
Yeah,
Yes, yes.
What did you say? Sorry.
I was saying finding all the art that's all about art must have been a real pain.
Actually, all the art I have, the girls playing violin, was really easy to find. I just had to type in the magic music and the art, and there were like 1,000 million of them. But like finding art for dancers and painters was a little harder than that. So it really depends of the art type I was looking for. For the circus, it was also quite hard. There's surprisingly not that much art out there about circuses. Overall, I didn't have that much trouble finding art for my cards.
Okay, that's interesting.
I would have expected it the harder. Surprisingly enough, the hardest art I've had to find was I put a reprint of Thundersong Trumpeter,
which is finding a trumpeter.
2-1-4-2. Yeah, it's impossible. There's no trumpeters on the internet out. It took me like 3 hours. No, someone finally found it for me. I can't remember who it was, but I did not find it.
Now that I think about it, there's a card that looks an awful lot like Trumpet Blast, but it's not Trumpet Blast.
What word?
It's a red card. I think it has Virtuoso, if I'm not mistaken. It's a tuna red. Yeah, give your team +1/+0, I believe, first strike. I think it also has Virtuoso for something. So, I'm not sure, but who?
Yeah, well, the things I always had difficulty finding were like elementals. Are like really hard to find, like good looking elemental cards.
Yeah. I have one in my set, and it's exactly for that, because you have like fire elemental and nothing shows up.
Well, yeah,
cartoonish art.
Yeah,
I know.
Well, because I've got like so many elementals in Dreamscape, it's like and I need them all to like look different, and you know.
Yeah.
So the real question for me is, do I actually need Aerial Manta's number 5? Probably not.
Okay, last pick.
What
do you got me? Anyway, thanks guys for watching. I hope this has been interesting. My last pick is Experienced Trademan. I'm probably not going to play that, but we'll see. But anyway, we're going to go over the deck building, and I'm going to stop the video here. So yeah, this is Aenyr. I will have a link to the set in the video description. And if you are interested in joining the Custom Magic Discord, you can do that by another link in the description, and that over there you can talk to all of us, you can make your own set, you can play other people's sets, you can join these playtesting sessions, etc., or just, you know, kind of talk about magic design in general. It's a really great place to check out. Again, I'm Rim Covington, and this has been Aenyr Draft. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Bye guys.